Day 2 of our race week adventure begins right now. It is 6 a.m. We are headed to another hotel. We're going to drop off some parts for a friend's truck that is broke down. We're then going to get to the track. We're going to try to run some numbers. And then maybe we'll try to get some sleep later tonight. But this is Rocky Mountain Race Week. This is what we signed up for. So let's go get it. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but the windshield is covered in bugs. I just stopped last night with a razor blade and scraped this side. So many bugs here in Missouri. All right, this is the truck right here. It's a, I'm not sure, 55 or 56 F100 twin turbo LS, narrowed 9-inch. Remote mounted turbos back here. That's kind of cool, but that's the guy that was giving us all the trouble yesterday. We first noticed that it was puking gear oil out the breather kind of comes up here somewhere. It was puking oil over the back of the cab, so he was able to limp it back to the hotel. We've got a whole nother third member in the ugly truck, and he'll get it fixed up and on his way. That guy right there, that's what we're after. That's all one big giant bug. Gross. So while we wait for Daryl, I just check the oil and stuff like that. This engine was completely taken apart last week, 2 weeks ago now, and it has, I think, 450 miles on it now. Just, checking the oil level, making sure everything's happy. So far, 8.1 is doing great.
Okay, 1, 2. There's 2 on the top, and 1, 2 on, no, there's 3 on the bottom of that one. Maybe that's the third one. 3 and 3.
Okay, you want to grab that, Eddie? I'll just pull the caliper out, or the rotor.
Got it?
And just a little while later, get her back together. Center section's in, tires on, going down to the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to day number 2. So we're lining up now for our first run at Flying H Drag Strip. Looks like a pretty cool place. Really new facilities, new pavement, and all that good stuff. Haven't even seen the track yet. My goal, I guess I have officially dialed in at 11:40, whatever my best run was yesterday. So the goal is to run that quick and not quicker, because that would DQ us. But also my goal is to be more consistent and not leave my 2-step on as I lock. So here we go. Now, the way that the tailgate class works is it's a dial-in. So you pick your time, or rather, yesterday's best time is my dial-in, which was an 11:46 with a 3. So now my goal for all week is to make a pass exactly that fast, but not faster. And they average them all together at the end of the week, and the person closest to that average for the tailgate class will be the winner. So consistency is key. This truck does struggle with consistency because it's a fairly new setup and me, but we'll see what we can do. This is a really nice track too. Flying H drag strip. Shout out to these guys. Beautiful pavement, beautiful facilities. This is a perfect day. I mean, it could be 20 degrees cooler, but I can't complain too much. You know, the one thing I'm happy about is that I think my consistency is improving. We'll find out here in 2 seconds. Thank you. Yep. 1160. Close. Yeah, 1.32 reaction time. Falling asleep there. 1.75 60 foot, so I probably could have left on a little more boost, and I could have dropped my ET a little closer to my dial. Good start though, we didn't break out, that's the important thing. So this will go well for our average. So I was just reviewing the data from the first pass today at Odessa, Missouri, and we're a little bit slower than my dial-in. So there's two key differences. One, how much boost I left on, and two, how much spark advance this thing was running. Now I could just type in the tune a different number of spark, but I like where the spark is for how much ethanol content is in the fuel. This is an E85 flex fuel truck, which means I can put gasoline or E85 in it and the computer automatically adjusts, which is great. The only bad part is it adjusts. So I had 40% ethanol content on my 1143 pass. I had 30% ethanol content today. So I just drive around for a little bit, burn a little bit of the fuel out of this tank. I have a can of E85 I'll top off with, which hopefully will raise it to about 40%, thereabouts. And then I just got to leave a little bit harder, and I think we'll have our 1140 something, which will be awesome. And right there, we have 494 miles on our brand new engine. Running like a champ. Waste of a run. Looking for an 11. Well, that was stupid. I just stayed in it and spun like half the track. Oh well. So now that we have a quick second in between the A and B groups, I gotta come clean to you guys and let you know that I am in an abusive relationship with the ugly truck. And it's one of those things where I invest all this effort and time and money and hope and dreams and all of my brain power, and in return the ugly truck is supposed to be consistent and it's supposed to go down the track and it's supposed to be a quick truck, but this second run it just spun so bad, and you probably saw I was dumb. I just kept my foot in it the whole way and probably spun half the track. But I swear I have always had this like traction issue and I can't figure it out, and there's a million things that I want to change about this truck, this stinking, stupid, frustrating, ugly truck. But then I'm like, do I just start over? Do I throw in the towel and say, forget it? No matter what I do, this platform, whether it's the extended cab, whether it's the big block, whether it's a two-wheel drive truck, maybe there's just some really, really big red flag that I'm missing, some inherent flaw in the design that I've put together that I can't figure out. But I swear, sometimes it feels like I'm just banging my head against the wall, trying to make progress, and then I get nowhere. And this is like one of those in the moment things. So right now, I'm really frustrated. I've been trying to figure this thing out. But I just need to take a step back, take a look at the big picture, because yeah, we're on race week. We're in the middle of the heart of America. We're drag racing, we're driving, and honestly, the truck's running beautifully. It won't put down the power. I can't make use of the horsepower, the torque, or whatever it is. So yeah, definitely frustrated. We'll turn in our first slip, 1160, whatever. It won't be a great average, but it's not the end of the world either. And then I sort of say this half jokingly, and then I sort of say it half serious, like, anyone out there want to buy a 11-second extended cab turbo big block, really unique one-of-one Silverado? Because if you came up to me right now in this moment, I'd probably say, take it off my hands. And of course, even though we're really mad at the truck right now, it's really dirty, so we're gonna do the right thing and get her cleaned up. So it's a little bit later at night and I'm editing this video, and I'm also taking some time to review the data logs and tuning stuff for the day. And I noticed a few interesting things, which I figured are worth putting in this video, because I know a lot of the viewers and a lot of people that I meet and talk to are kind of interested in this like technical stuff. I mean, it's not for everybody, but it's cool, and I like sharing it with you. So anyway, we're obviously having struggles getting this truck off the line, and in order to be consistent, you have to do the things exactly the same every single time, like tire pressure, launch RPM, boost pressure and things like that. Tire pressure we can control because we have a gauge, so we know exactly what that is. Launch RPM, we get a 2-step, so we can limit that exactly where it is. But the big thing that we're kind of fighting right now is the boost pressure that we leave. So we've got the data log pulled up here. This is the dial-in run that we selected. So it's an 1146. This was actually the best 60-foot launch that the truck's ever done, a 1602, I believe. So this yellow line here, this is throttle position. So that's right when the light turns green, and that's when we take off and floorboard it. And this purple line down here, this is KPA, or manifold pressure. The first 100 kPa is atmospheric pressure, so 21 kPa of positive pressure, but this is where we're leaving at 121. And the log over here, this is the log that we spun really, really badly on. And I was trying to do about the same, but right here, you can see I was on the 2-step for a little bit longer, built a little bit more boost, so 134 kPa. That's 13 kPa higher, which works out to be about 2 PSI. So 2 pounds of boost is the difference between spinning and hooking. And of course there's track conditions and temperature of the track and a whole bunch of other things, but 2 PSI made the difference. But there's something else that's kind of cool I wanted to show you that I noticed as I was editing. So let's bring that guy up here, come on. Watch this as we scrub through. Like, this is cool to watch. If you do drag racing, you gotta have somebody stand beside the track and video. So as we spool up, watch the rear suspension. It kind of squats down a little bit. The front suspension kind of separates a little bit. I do, by the way, want a softer front spring so the front can separate more. But here's what I thought was interesting. So watch the tire and kind of listen for the chirp when it starts to spin. So it starts to wrinkle, wrinkles even more. Like it's not really supposed to do that. This is a drag radial. Wrinkles even more, and then listen. The chirp, that's where it starts to spin. And once it spins, it unloads, and like, of course, I stay in the throttle and spin. So. And Eddie treated me like really good, so good job, Eddie. But anyway, yeah, the tires, they're definitely having a hard time coping, and I'm scratching my head trying to figure out why. There's probably a handful of things in suspension setup. There's a ton of torque that this truck makes. Like most guys who drag race Silverados use a turbo LS, which they make lots of horsepower, don't get me wrong, but this big block, guys, it makes all kinds of torque. On my old setup with stock cam, stock head, stock intake, and a S480, made 1,115 or 16 pounds of torque at the tire. Since then, we have a bigger cam. It's slightly bigger, so it's still very torquey. Better heads, more compression, bigger turbo. So this thing makes massive torque in the mid-range. So we probably need a different, bigger tire, maybe a bias ply slick, long travel suspension up front. The truck needs a lot of work, but I guess the short version of what I'm trying to say is, without data, like data logs and or video, it's hard to make those determinations. So if you know me personally, or if you know someone with the personality type that I have, you know that I am determined. That's probably the best way to do it is, I will put all the effort in, and I will put all of my focus onto a problem. I don't care if it's a good idea or not. Like, drag racing extended cab truck, not a good idea. I mean, they're heavy. Using an 8.1 based engine, also not a good idea, but I got it in my head that I want to do it, and one way or another, I'm going to find a way to make it happen. So that's a little bit of what's going on in my head right now. So as far as the rest of Rocky Mountain Race Week goes, we still have a lot to do. We only have 2 days of racing down. Tomorrow is Tuesday for us, which is a drive day. I probably won't make a lot of video content unless some crazy shenanigans happen, so we'll play that one by ear. Wednesday, we are going to be in Thunder Valley, Noble, Oklahoma, so come out there and watch the racing if you're around. Thursday, we're going to be in Ennis, Texas at Texas Motorplex, and then Friday we're going to be back here, or back in Tulsa. I don't even know where I'm at right now. I'm still in Missouri. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. The truck's running great. We're having fun, despite the heat and despite the frustrations, but I just want to say thank you guys for watching, because you are the reason why I am sitting here in a hotel room on Rocky Mountain Race Week talking about trucks. Thank you.